Going live. Go. Oh my gosh. We're live. Why isn't the video playing? Hello. Oh boy, this is really
La maudite déviée chaud.
I have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
David, you look absolutely terrific, honestly. You've got like glue on.
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness. The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death. Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows.
Someone is watching you.
Hey, lover, reload.
Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
This is Albert from the Tuesday Show. You're listening to the goddamn Dave Hill Show, now on a flipping Monday.
Guys, no, you're an angel witch. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the gosh darn goddamn Dave Hill's podcasting incident show, whatever we're gonna call this thing. I don't even know yet. Hi, how are you, everybody, dear viewers, listeners, and as I say hello to Des and Chris.
Hey,
How's it going?
good. How are you?
Great. You?
I'm really good. No, I'm all right. I just did Bobby Tisdale's Instagram Words of Merkin show moments ago, and he pointed out something you would have thought. He said, we've been, we do these shows now on the Zoom and the phone and the whatever the things are. You can figure out good lighting, because I was complaining about how bad my lighting always is and how I look like hell.
Usually look really red.
Not today. Today I'm just pale. I realized I haven't really. You know what it is? I'll tell you.
Please.
I have been exercising every day
Nice.
during the pandemic. I get super ripped. Everyone lines the streets, and socially distant masks, and they're clapping for me, trying to slap my ass, and I don't do that. But I exercise every day, but for whatever, largely because of the weather, have not exercised in 3 days, and I feel like I look like I'm not exercising.
My favorite expression for that sort of state is to look like 5 pounds of shit in a 1 pound bag. That's my go-to.
That's about right. So yeah, I got to get back out there tomorrow. I kind of hit I won't lie to you. I feel like this is a safe space. Mm-hmm. I was in the dumps. This pandemic and whatever. I don't think. I feel like pandemic is simplifying what's going on right now. To merely say it's a pandemic at this point,
it's an all-encompassing kind of term.
It's things a shitstorm on all sides, and I got in a bad mood for a few days, and then I talked to a buddy of mine yesterday, and he asked me how my mood was, and I said, not good. I'll tell you, it's not good. And I said, how's yours? And he says, it's great. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah, he said, I live in a state of huge denial just all the time. So I'm doing great. He's like, I'm just not concerning myself with anything that's going on that I can't control.
Yeah.
And which is basically, accept the things you can change. Well, how's ever that thing? That fucking saying is
that thing.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, the thing where you change the things you can and you don't get worked up about the things you can't.
Right.
It's worded better than that, but I haven't exercised in 3 days. My brain function is low. And I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah. So I just decided I'm going to do that and just focus on so I'm not concerning myself with curing coronavirus. I'm not involved in the research. I'm not involved in the testing. I'm not coming up with any solutions anymore for that, because that is not my area.
Right. You have a dog in the fight, but it's off the leash and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like, hey, what if you had mayonnaise? Maybe that'll do it. Maybe that'll cure it.
I'm surprised Trump has not suggested that yet.
I mean, mayonnaise.
Drink a gallon of mayo.
Who knows?
It.
Yeah, and I think I've been anxious about that as well, the election, and so I guess there's things I can do with that. I can encourage young peoples to votes, and what's the other thing? And I can just use my voice for positive things. So there, and then just practice the guitar and stuff like that.
Woodshed it, as they say, right?
Woodshed it. I'm practicing. But even that, we all have our things, but even that, I was in such a bad mood that I was like, I quit the guitar. I'm horrible.
Oh, no.
I'm absolutely horrible. I should never play again. That's how low I was. I was just like, you suck. Why don't you sell these things already, you piece of shit? You cannot play. Give up. Which is crazy because we know I'm amazing.
Yeah.
It's weird because that's exactly what you were texting me the other day.
What was I saying? I was telling you to quit?
Yeah, just all sorts of horrible things. I was
No, I wouldn't do that.
This is all news to me. You're nothing but a ray of sunshine to me all the time, Dave.
Oh, that's a facade.
Okay.
You know the other thing, and you know this show and Bobby Tisdale's show, which I just did. Also, and this has been going on. How long have I been in show business now? I would say
as long as I've known you.
A long time. Like, look at me. I look like a grizzled veteran.
Vet.
But there's always a part of me, always, no matter what the thing is, and maybe this is the thing when I know there's several comedians, so I won't try to quote their jokes because I think there's several that have had jokes to this effect about the best thing is like canceled plans.
Oh,
That's the most satisfying. I'm not going to try to make a joke or quote anyone's joke because I can think of probably 3 comedians who have very good jokes on the subject. Mm-hmm. But so anything I ever have to do, ever, that does not involve going to dinner.
Right.
Basically, that the only activity I like that I'll sign up for ahead of time is going to dinner. I'm in. I'm total. Everything else, I'm like, oh, geez. But then, even if I want to do it, and then I do it, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad. Oh yeah, even the thing, no matter what it is. And anyway, I don't know what my point is. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's great to see you guys, and I'm glad to be here.
Hey, hello.
No, because I always like when I have to do stuff that doesn't involve me stuffing my face and drinking a bunch of wine or whatever the thing is, I'm always like, oh, got stuff to do. And then I do it and I'm like, oh, I'm having fun. This is why I do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is we should change the name to Dave Hill Just Thinking Out Loud and Saying Whatever Hour. I did actually have a thought, and everyone should vote on this. Glenn Campbell used to have a show. I think it was called the Glenn Campbell. Jane Summerfield says she feels the same, so I feel not alone.
Yeah.
Deborah Sherman says to up my microdose, but I'm not microdosing currently. No, I have not microdosed in a while
because you haven't been in New York for months.
You got no connection.
I could probably get it, but
you should just start asking people on the street.
Preferably at a convenience store.
I actually know a guy. I was texting with a guy who lives out this way. Who he's a really nice guy, great guy. I won't say his name because I don't want to drag him into everything. The Good Time Hour. That's it. The Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour. I'm jumping around, but I don't want to say his name because he brought up. I don't want to, out anyone as a psychedelic user if they don't want to be. But he mentioned it, and I was like, oh, he's like, oh, if you need any, let me know. And I was like, oh, okay, of course, this is how it goes. Yeah. But the thing, I think I was saying last week with Mike Fenoya, microdosing doesn't seem to work with me in terms of reality. Like it doesn't. It doesn't make me not feel bad things that are real. It just helps me, my subconscious and all this. Anyway.
So that's how it's supposed to work, isn't it?
Yeah. That's its main thing.
Change their whole mindset.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you guys think? And this is Des, Chris, and Jane Summerfield, Wade Snook. I'm just reading names now in the chat. Jennifer Gersbeck, Tracy Dunbar. I'm just going up and down. What about the Dave Hill Good Time Hour as a tribute to the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour? Even though the show is an hour and a half, though that would give us an excuse to make it shorter.
Yeah, I'm into it.
There's that. Yeah, no, that
I think it would look good on a T-shirt.
Yeah. Can we get Danny Hellman to do something?
We could get Danny Hellman to do something. But he may not agree to it. I don't know. We'd have to ask him.
You're not concerned about any sort of copyright infringement or anything? Well, you said, actually, I guess you call it a tribute and then you get away with a lot.
I don't think you can't. Let's just do it.
Okay.
We have 3 or 4 yes.
It's a lot
Dave
of love
Hill's-
it.
What's that?
Wade Snook just wrote, I like it.
Luis Nieves, and I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong again, even though he told me. Christina Olsen says yes. Dave Hill's Orgy of Talent, which is a reference, of course, to
the old
the John Wallowich clip. Does anyone remember the John Wallowich clips that I used? I played them. Probably most people didn't know what it was.
Yes.
But John, does anyone remember seeing John Wallet? Helen Christie counters, Dave, changing the name as a tribute would be nice, but we're attached to your current show name. But the problem is...
I got an idea. What if you still do the hour-and-a-half show, but you designate a good time hour within that 90 minutes?
To Good Times.
You do a Glenn Campbell tribute every week that way.
And we just make the other half hour really shitty. So that hour will seem really, really fun.
Or that could be...
That feels doable. Feels certainly doable. The problem... The thing is what we're trying to do is combine 2 shows, and then
the most confusing way possible.
In the most confusing way possible, and we want to maintain the people that like either show. We don't want to lose anything. We only want to gain things. And
Dave Hill's goddamn good time podcasting incident.
I know. God, it's all just speaks to the bigger problem, doesn't it? Of the my failure to market myself properly, ever. But what are you gonna do? Cult of the Month says 30 minutes of misery. Is that after the good time hour, or is that just we should do a half an hour miserable show?
That'll be the post show.
I mean, it could be. There are people that are not, they don't like anything I do, I
like the Dave Hill to Die On show.
Mm-hmm.
Who suggested that? I'll kill that.
Also Cult of the Month. Not you personally.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't like puns. And this is the weird thing when I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but having the name Dave Hill, literally never does it occur to me that my name refers to like something else in the world, like a landmass, a hill,
status.
It never occurs to me ever. Like, I always use this as an example. I was certainly aware of Lauryn Hill for years before one day I literally said to myself, "Oh my gosh, she has the same last name as you." Literally.
I'm like that with the name Chris. I mean, we all have, 3 of us have common names. Like I will, be a fan of someone who's got the same name as me for years without even thinking like, oh yeah, he's also named Chris.
Right. It does. I do judge other Jameses to a high level, whether or not they live up and earn the name, and whether they should keep it. If I'm being honest,
I like. There's James Baldwin. I was just reading about James Baldwin today.
Oh yeah.
There's a tremendous James.
Mm-hmm.
James Earl Jones is another one.
Oh wow, yeah.
James Vanderbeek. James Vanderbeek is suspect. So
who's that? Now he's like a teen heartthrob, or used to be.
He was.
Now he's like 70 or something.
Yeah, it was keyword.
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek. This is another thing. As I approach death, I forget the passage of time. So I think James Vanderbeek is a teen heartthrob, but he's probably like 40 years old.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do that with everything. And like, I think a new record to me is something that came out like 10 years ago. Anyway, so I hope to tell this on the Moth at some point. That's my Dave Amundo's coming hard with the puns.
Yeah.
Dave Hills have
Well, someone else suggested, wait, the hills have mouths.
Ugh. I like Dave Hill's show from before. I like that. That's kind of good.
That's on brand.
How do we? But Dave Hill show. That's pretty good.
That is pretty.
I
good.
like that. I like all these suggestions, but the idea is to confuse people further. What? So I'm gonna put this link in the thing. A couple things I'm gonna point out tonight. First of all, and if you're listening to the recorded version of this, you'll know this because we'll talk about it a bit more on the recorded version. But this show is part of Maximum Fun now, as was Dave Hill's podcasting incident. So whatever this is called is part of Maximum Fun. And so if you want to support this show, this is basically the equivalent of me asking for cocaine money, as I've threatened to every week. Go to MaximumFun.org/join and go to Dave Hill's podcasting incident, and you can support what we're doing here every Monday night. We're going to do the show every Monday night for the foreseeable future until I throw a tantrum at some point, probably over something Chris has done, and just freak out.
Amazing.
But if you want to support us over there, that's what you can do. That would be super helpful. MaximumFun.org/join Dave Hill's podcasting incident. And we will change the name of the show to one of the 78 suggestions. We'll pin it down soon. The other thing, so go do that. I know we've been doing the virtual tip jar. I decided not to do that this week. I made an executive decision largely based on the fact that I didn't have a chance to do new graphics. But no, I thought everyone's been so generous, and obviously you can support the causes that we've been promoting here because they remain great causes. But I figured for one episode I won't pass to you guys too much. I'll do it one night. I won't, but I will suggest one more thing. Our dear friend and friend of the show and frequent caller since way back when the show was on WFMU, when it was the goddamn Dave Hill show on WFMU, Jimmy from Kearney, who hopefully we'll hear from him tonight. Jimmy can use our help. He's hit a tough time. It has nothing to do with his mustache. He's having some, he's had some health issues and some other issues, and so we want to help him out. A friend of his has set up a GoFundMe. I'm going to put the link in the chat there. So if you're able to help him out and support and make any contribution there, that would be great. And so there, he's a good man, and we want the best for him, and want him to get back on his feet and be healthy. I like Dave Hill's Manic Monday, Good Time Hour. These are all. I like that they're longer than
the show itself.
The show itself. Speaking of the show, we have a great guest tonight, Adam Cayton-Holland, a hilarious comedian based in Denver. He's not one of these showbiz Los Angeles, New York guys.
Well, none of us are right
Denver. None of us are right now. We've all been banished to. I'm in Ohio. I've been in Ohio for a long time, guys.
Months now, yeah.
It's been a really long time, and I've thought about it. Oh, Hoodoo Jew says she's the one who set up the fund. So there, go. Jimmy's a great guy. He does have the voice of an angel. Quiz Guy 66 says. So I'll post the link again later in the show, but or just search Jimmy from Kearney. Someone suggesting I can't smoke pot. I did it once, wasn't a fan.
You got to do it more than once.
This is what everyone says.
Yeah, you did it the wrong way too.
First time just sort of sets the stage for everything that's supposed to follow. Start connecting the receptors.
No.
You're supposed to inhale it, not snort it. It's not cocaine.
Too. Yeah.
I put it in my buttocks. My butt.
Oh.
No, this is the thing, and I've discussed this, I feel like, multiple times. Marijuana, aside from my many reasons for not being interested in it over the years, the main reason was that everything I ever heard about it was that it just sounded like how I feel all the time anyway. So I was like, why would I do something to feel how I already feel always?
Who told you that? Nancy Reagan?
No, I just combined everything I ever heard. I was like, you know, that this, you know, so basically one day, a couple years ago, I was in Jamaica and I thought I'm going to be I was at a wedding in Jamaica and you guys know this story. I said, I was being real down on it. I was being a real bitch about it. And so I was like, instead of fighting this thing, I'm going to be so on board with being at a wedding in Jamaica. So I got like, you know, shorts with flowers on them. I drank Red Stripe. I went to every activity, and I bought some weed and I smoked I smoked a joint and then 2 entire bowls, all by myself.
And like, how long of a time?
In a row? Yeah, like
within like 40 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, I figured, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I was just like, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it.
And how'd that go?
At first I was like, as people often say, they're like, oh, I don't really notice anything. And then that's why I just kept doing it and doing it. I was like, I'm going to just do it until there's without question, super definitely stoned. Mm-hmm. So, and then I was like, okay, I'm definitely stoned. And I sat there and I was like, this is exactly what I thought. It's how I always feel. I feel detached, isolated, disinterested, alone, only more so. These are things I feel all day, every day, but magnified. And I was like, this is exactly what I thought. No thanks. These are feelings I don't want to. Someone's asking if I inhaled. Yeah, I definitely, without question, inhaled. I mean, I've smoked cigarettes enough that I know. I've never been a regular smoker, but I've been
the physical act of smoking.
I'm familiar with how to inhale. Yeah. So I wasn't doing it wrong. But
you might not should have smoked that much. Ease into it might have been a better way to go. And then those feelings that you always have, that's what the weed does. It really puts a spotlight on like where your mind is at. So if you do it, then it's like a flashlight, but you went with like a Klieg light amount of weed.
Yeah.
So, no, man.
Nah, I'm out. Let's take, I don't know if there's any calls coming in, but the number is 347-474-0260. That's 347-474-0260. That's 347-474-0260. And give us a call. Adam will be here shortly, but it would be fun to take some calls before then.
Got a good amount of people watching right now.
Oh, it's wild. It's millions. Mm-hmm. It's the most. It's really something. But anyway. Oh, Dez is. Where's Dez going?
I think you got a phone call.
This is exciting.
Not the show, just
he call. Himself.
Yeah.
I
did have a bunch of Dave Bamondo. I did have red stripes. I had like 4 red stripes, and then I smoked all that, and then I just sat around and watched movies for a couple hours. Then I started drinking beer again.
What movies did you watch?
I remember I was watching Dumb and Dumber.
That's a pretty good one to watch your first time.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone says Turd Farmer 101 says they actually enjoy Pedal Talk. maybe that's the thing that, it's a problem among the many problems with everything I do. It's the lack of focus. But I do have so many. I've been buying pedals during the pandemic. Never mind that I haven't worked in 4 months. Really? Never mind that I had to cancel a European tour. Never mind.
You had your stand-up show last week. How'd that go? I wasn't able to make it.
Oh, Chris, you really missed out.
Yeah.
It was, everyone watched it, and everyone was like, Dave, you're the best. You're the best at comedy. Why does anyone else do comedy? No, it was really good. It was good. I had a good experience, I should say. I shouldn't say that I was really good. Though Make It Epic 416 says it was an amazing show. But no, Anna Saragina was great. She's one of my all-time favorite comedians, and another favorite, Anuvab Pal.
Hilarious.
You know Anuvab?
Oh, he was on Dave Hill's show. Yeah.
Yeah. So he called in or zoomed in from Mumbai, where he lives, and Anna was in LA, and they were both great. And then I was sort of like, I was kind of messing around with some new concepts, theoretically humorous concepts that were very loose for the first half of the show. So what are you going to do? Maybe it wasn't my best work. But then, it laid into the hits a little bit. Anuvab is regularly on the Bugle podcast. That's true. This is Andy Zaltzman, who hosts the Bugle podcast. He's really into Indian cricket. And then I was like, maybe that's what I should do, is get into Indian cricket. Maybe because I need to have like a thing that I'm into. Aside from, I guess I'm into hockey. But I think it's important to have things that you're into that you don't do,
Yeah, totally.
And I'm never going to be an Indian cricket player, ever. Not going to happen. I'm not saying the nationality or ethnicity. I mean, I'll arguably never even be in India to play. I'll be in India. When this is over, I'm going to go do shows in India. Mark my words. It's already being discussed.
Excellent.
Oh, by the way, if I may not focus on any one thing for more than 2 sentences as usual, I'm on the new episode of Anuvab Pal's Our Last Week. It's a Spotify podcast. It's a very popular podcast out of India, and they do these conundrums, listener conundrums, where you call in or you record a thing. And my conundrum was about, and it's on this week's show, King Diamond. As everyone knows, I'm a very big King Diamond fan of the man as much as the music. And so they came out with a new King Diamond. It's a doll, basically. You can call it an action figure, but who are we kidding?
Okay.
And it's $45. And I was like, I shouldn't spend $45 on an action figure, a doll.
But you did.
No, I didn't. I was going to. I was all in, but then I looked and they said that it's not available till like next summer. And I was like, why would I pay for a doll a year in advance? And then I went on the website, and they have 2 other King Diamond action figures, dolls that are smaller. They're way smaller. They're $18, and I thought for $18 I would get a King Diamond figure at least like 6 inches, 8 inches tall. That's what I was thinking. It's downstairs. I should go get it, actually.
Yeah.
You want me to go get it?
Yeah.
We have to bring Adam Cayton-Holland on. We can't drag this out. We can't drag this out for this doll.
Des and I had some Star Wars discussion that we wanted to have. If you wanted to go grab it.
No, okay, forget it. We're already a couple minutes behind here.
Do have a couple calls also ready to go.
we do have. Okay, well let's get Adam on it, and we'll take some calls. And but here he is, my dear friend, the hilarious Adam Cayton-Holland, joining us. There he is.
Hey everybody, let me get my hair adjusted for the. There we go.
Hey man,
Perfect.
How's it
You
going?
look great.
Thank you. I feel bad that the viewers don't get to see your doll now. I blew it.
Well, we might, I'll at some point I know exactly where he is. He's downstairs.
Okay.
And I got it, and I just kind of set him up near me, whatever I'm doing. And I was watching
that's how you use them. It's perfect.
movies last night, and I had him set up near me he's in the windowsill basically, and I can look over, and I just kind of get like a good vibe. But he's very little, and I think my dog will eventually get him. But he's not like, I feel like I paid a little too. He was $18, and I feel like he's maybe not. I don't know. I'll go get him later, but we will come back to this. But Adam, thank you for coming on the show, and this is very exciting. You have a brand new album out today, right?
Yeah, today it's just dropped, and people are losing their minds.
People are freaking out. Semblance of normalcy. I don't know why I struggled with that word. And I was looking. The cover is really great. And then I saw the cover, and I was like, that's a great cover. And then I was reading your caption on Instagram. Your wife took the photo and said that should be your next album cover. And now it happened.
It happened. She willed it. She willed it to be. We were at a show at a theater in Denver where I live, and we came out of the play, and there was like this massive snowstorm. It just like no one knew it was coming really, or we hadn't checked the weather. It was just boom. And so she's like, go stand over there and stare at the street light. Took the photo, and it was a thing of beauty. And
I'm pulling it up right now. So
she did a great job.
I'm pulling it up so we can see the cover.
Yes, please. Hi, Des. Hi, Chris.
Hey man,
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Oh
Good.
wait,
the beard game is
going on
strong,
with
man.
their sound?
Oh yeah, this is trimmed, dude. This is kempt, believe it or not. You're doing pretty well yourself.
This is unkempt. This is
Okay.
just rolling with it.
Yeah, the first couple months I was like, I'm just gonna let the beard go for all of quarantine. Like it'll be funny because it'll be done in a couple months, and like in month 5, I was like, I'm gonna trim this down a little bit.
I actually just decided today I'm just gonna let it grow like Des, just do a huge one.
Just be a freak.
The
It doesn't make you a freak, but you'll be. I can't really grow a very impressive beard. I feel sad to say. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's not your fault, dude.
You shine another way, Dave. The top hair.
The audio's cutting in and out.
Yeah,
You're.
And now someone's saying that I'm echoing.
When you opened up the album cover, it is when it's.
That's actually a joke that I have on the. It's kind of a hidden joke that Dave was just the first to uncover. It ruins live Facebook shows. It's a joke I always think is really funny.
It's weird. I closed the thing and it did seem to improve. Am I out of my mind?
No, it sounds like garbage. Right
It still sounds like garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got static.
Maybe unplug it and plug it back in.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Now we'll talk about Star Wars.
Hell yeah, dudes.
See what he has when he gets back. No.
You're muted.
Now he just looks nervous.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Way
Much
better.
Wait, what's happening now? Oh, life is hell. Hang on, guys.
It's all right.
Doing good so far.
Chris, have you had a beard normally? Is that your normal look?
It is, yeah. Actually, right before quarantine, I actually shaved it off for the first time in years, and then.
Oh my God, he looked like
really weird.
He looked like a boy criminal. He looked like a child, like the ringleader of a child crime syndicate.
Like an artful dodger.
Yeah. It was so creepy. Like he looked like you're like, oh, who's this little boy? But like he will sell you cocaine. It was very jarring.
You probably caused this whole thing. You shaved your beard, ready to attack the world, best face forward, and then the world said no, thank you, threw it back,
shut it down.
Yeah, it wasn't very popular.
That's what I'm wondering, like, because obviously we've got a ways to go, and I have not had a haircut, and I'm sort of like I could get one or I could cut my own, but then I was like, maybe I'll just be free, but then I don't want to get to like jam band length, you know what I mean?
Like where I'm at?
Yeah. I mean, not judging that.
Oh, yeah,
it's just not right for my brand to get into like that I might, want to go to, I don't know.
The cut you have seems to be holding up very well. I gotta say.
I have headphones.
Well, even before you put them on, when we got on, I was like, damn, he's done it again with the hair.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I got a haircut the other day, dudes. I ventured out. I got a haircut.
Really?
Yep. It was from a woman who has cut my hair for years. She wore a mask. I wore a mask. There was only one other person in the entire salon, and I felt good about it. It was all right.
Oh, nice.
I was very scared, but then it's been 2 weeks. I think I'm good.
Yeah. This is what I do. Like, I realize, and I probably say this every week, but anytime I go do anything like the grocery store or anything like that, I get like an anxiety cough. Like I start to just go and that lasts for like a day or two. And then I'm like, okay, calm down. And then,
dude, the psychosomatics with this is just insane. Lately, I've realized every time I'm hungover, I'm like, I think I have COVID. And then you're just like, well, you didn't drink 7 beers last night, Adam. So
yeah,
that feels shitty. But every time I'm like, oh no, I wake up thinking something happened while I slept.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's ruined. Like, I still am a big fan of drinking, but yeah, like. Anything that's not in that range of those, like when you're just really just feeling good, everything else. Yeah, I'm like, I'm dying now, and I'm gonna kill a lot of people with this disease I have. And I'll do it, but I'll do it. I'll do it as soon as we're off here. I will get right back into it.
I also have rediscovered, like I'm doing a lot of. I have one good friend who's a kid I grew up with, and he lives a decent bike ride away, maybe a 20-minute bike ride away. And so I'll bike to his house, we'll drink, and then that bike ride home. I got lights, I have a helmet, I go slow, but it's like I'm just this romantic late night poet riding my bike, and I think it's just it's my I look forward to those tipsy bike rides more than anything. It's become my COVID treat. Yeah, the city's yours. It's quiet. It's beautiful.
How often do you wait? So do you live right in the city, or do you live on the outskirts?
I live right in the center of Denver. There's a park called City Park. It's very Soviet sounding. City Park.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you would think there'd be a more romantic name for it.
Well, it's just City Park.
Nope.
And I live right next to that, so right in the center of the city.
Oh, nice. I like that I was just talking about this before you came on the show. You're a very successful, hilarious man, but you don't live in New York or LA like most showbiz dirtbags.
Fat cats.
Yeah.
Dirtbag fat cats. It's what?
Yeah.
It's a regional thing.
Fat cats. Yeah, I don't know why I said dirtbags. Maybe that's just my feelings about everything now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I live in Denver. I'm from here, and I've spent plenty of times in New York and LA, but I like it here. My family's all here. I got a house. I got a kid. I got dogs. What, am I going to pack up and move somewhere? I can't do it. There's too much stuff. I like that.
You recently, you're a newish dad, right?
Yeah, my little dude's about 1.5 years.
Okay, that's still in the range.
It still feels very new.
Yeah, that's wild.
He's fun. He just went down. I appreciate it because Dave was like, hop on at 9:00, and that is right at bedtime. So then, but then I got a subsequent email that said 9:30. It's like you knew.
I know. I could feel it. I was like, this man has a child.
Yep. And so he's down sleeping, which he's such a fan of this show. It's going to be heartbroken. I let him stay up to watch it. But
yeah.
He'll read all the forum fan boards tomorrow and figure out.
Oh yeah, kids love those. I actually, I'm not I put my laptop in my lap. I'm not able to have children because I always keep my laptop in my lap. Oh, for years, and it's just will never happen now.
Yeah.
But I actually had a thought, and you may totally disagree with this. I'd be curious what you think, but I think it would be stressful, especially now, having young children. But I also think like a buddy of mine told me yesterday, he's like, "Oh, I'm having a kid in November," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. The world is gonna go on. Like there are people just showing up, and
man,
it's all gonna go on."
It does change your outlook on things because, it's all dread and woe is everything. But then he's still pretty fired up because an ambulance just went by the street. And he thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And he wants to talk about it and the lights. And you're like, oh, yeah, this kid still marvels at the world and is loving every second. It's definitely
the best age to be during a pandemic. Just completely unaware.
I wish I was 1.5 during all this shit, too.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
But yeah, it does definitely makes you a lot happier. It's hard to stay in a permanent funk when you got a fun little dude ripping around the house wanting to play all day. It's hard to be like, no, we're being sad in this house. It's like, no, this is great.
Yeah. I like that. I need to remind myself that because I say this every week, I think, but I'm like, I have these thoughts. I'm like, maybe I'm retired and I just don't realize it yet. And I just need to pick a little corner of the world with somewhere where there a store that sells decent cheese and cause I'm way out in Ohio now. I'm not in New York at the moment. And I probably said but I had one, it was something on, what's that movie where Sarah Jessica Parker moves to the country? Basically, every movie where a city person moves to the country. I went to the grocery store, and I thought, hey, it'd be fun to get some chicken liver pate. That'll be nice to have back at the house. And so I said, where is the pate? And and they were like, we don't have pate, you fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. So I was like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. I can't stay here.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, it sounds to me like there's a clear need for pate in this market. Mm-hmm. And maybe it takes a trailblazer like Dave Hill to sort of culinarily educate them to the abuse of pate.
Tremendous point.
I know.
But you could be a groundbreaker in the area.
I know. I could but then what if it doesn't work and I have all this leftover pate and then
go back to the city and you sell that shit.
Then I do it.
Well, people love old pate.
They do. It really, it's good stuff.
Like wine, the older the better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a pate cellar. I'm aging it. I got it for various reasons. Yeah, and old socks and cheesecloth that I've repurposed for pate.
Justin Smith raises a good point. We've been dipping in and out of talking about psychedelics the last couple episodes, and aren't they legal in Denver? Mushrooms?
Yeah, they're not illegal, but they're decriminalized, which is
okay.
Which ironically is the gateway drug to legality.
Yeah, that is weird how they do that.
It's what they did with marijuana here too, and then it became fully legal. But yeah, we got a vote on it like a year ago. It's just kind of, you always read those city ballots and you're like, oh, boring, boring, boring. And it was like, what? Decriminalize psilocybin? Yeah. Okay. Yes. And it passed by like 80%. Everybody voted.
Oh, wow.
Sure. So yes, you're not in as much trouble with shrooms in Denver anymore.
But then you still have to get it from like some guy in a hoodie.
Yeah, but you know what's weird is like as soon as it did seem to be more available after that. I don't know why, but it just
shadows.
Yeah, I just found myself getting offered it more around town. So just anecdotally, it's more present. I can tell you that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But one guy gave me some, and he broke it all down into like little pills, little capsules. And it was like there were 24 of them. And I was like, well, how many of these do I take? And he's like, well, 24 is like an eighth of shrooms. And I don't know. There's something about popping 24 pills in your mouth that doesn't seem like what I want to do if I'm going out to enjoy shrooms. You know what I mean? I'd rather retch over terrible caps and stems and then go off into the woods. But this 24 pills is like, oh, that's not how I'd like to do this.
That's how I feel like, because I've been taking, I'm not taking it at the moment, but I've taken it microdosing.
Yeah.
And the person I got it from gave me like a little thing of just like powder, but then I got a bunch of pills too. And she was like, oh, you could take pills, too. So, but then I got so used to taking the powder that eventually I just emptied all the pills into the thing because that was just part of my thing, is to like taste this weird thing.
Ritual.
Yeah.
I think, generally like the sort of hippie, okay, natural drugs tend to be like shrooms and weed. And you're like, this is fine. It's a plant. So just the process of making it a pill for somebody like, I think me, or it sounds like Dave too, is kind of like, this just feels like we're now making it more chemical and weird, even though that's all fake.
Yeah. You'd be like, they could be putting I don't know what's in this thing. There could be aspirin in here.
There could be echinacea in this fucker. I have no idea.
Oh man, I don't want that.
Yeah. So
no thanks.
So yeah, that's what's going around. A lot of those pills of shrooms.
So what? So your album's out today. Are you that kind of probably be a good time to be doing like a big party somewhere?
I would be
in Denver, for example.
Yeah, I would do one in Denver tonight. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I just woke up today and I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit on my computer all day and just kind of watch the likes come in, and like it's not really a celebration. It's just sort of there it is out into the internet. But I'm still proud of it, and it's
absolutely.
It's nice to have something to look forward to and put out. It's kind of feels like this is what we do normally. We like create things and share them. So it's nice to sort of just have that normalcy today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm well timed. I've already put out a music album and a comedy album during the pandemic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and it was in April when like there were shows planned and they kept getting like, yeah, well, let's move this back a couple months. And then now it's like, now I think the latest ones, like they weren't even canceled. It was just like, yeah, we know they're not happening. Let's just not even.
They don't even like email you anymore.
Let's not even talk about it. We know it's not happening. It's not happening.
So you were going to tour on the music album or the comedy album or both?
Both. Two separate things.
Yep.
There was a bunch of shows planned, and then.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Edinburgh for the Fringe Fest like tomorrow or like the next day, and
I didn't even think about that.
I'd never been, and I got accepted, and it was so excited. I was gonna bring my wife and kid, and
you would have had I was supposed to be there as well.
Oh man, it would have been fun to hang out.
Are they doing any kind of like virtual version of it?
No, I don't think so.
Nah.
Yeah.
But I think it's just move. I mean, I think I'll just do it next year, but I don't know if it's gonna happen next year either.
Fingers crossed. I hope to party with you in Edinburgh in 2021, Dave.
Oh, that's peak partying, I have to say. You and I will thrive. Just drinking beer in Scotland. Forget it.
Well, my son's name is Malcolm. We're not Scottish, nothing, but he's Malcolm, and I just knew he was going to kill it over there. I knew he was going to have a great fringe, a breakout fringe for him probably.
Oh, yeah.
But, he'll just hone his chops for one more year, and then...
Yeah, just work on it. Just work on it. That's exciting. So you've not been over there?
Never.
Oh, you're in for a treat. It's damp and it's really as I'm talking, I hear myself just being one of those assholes who's been like, "Oh, you're gonna love it," because I've been so many times and I know everything. But that's not what I mean.
I'm curious though, because I have friends, mutual friends, who've gone for the whole month and hated it and said it's the worst thing they've ever done in comedy. And then I have friends who thrive and love it. So I'm curious that it could cause such extreme reactions on both sides.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely both, and it can go both either way, and it can go. It's a total mind fuck because you don't know what way it's going to go, or it can be 1 week this way, 1 week the other way, and then it'll make you'll be like, wait a minute, why is it going so well for this guy? And it's the crazy. It's sort of like there's no American equivalent. Like his festivals here is like the closest thing would be Sketchfest that goes on for weeks, but you're only there a few days.
Right. It's not the whole time.
But like, it's like you're there for a month and it just keeps going and going and going. And then the first time I went, I really was all in with going out every night until like 4 a.m. and just hanging out and meeting people. And it's like, if you do it it's like being a salmon swimming upriver. By the end of it, you're just shredded. And then I went back another time for a very short run and I got food poisoning. I never had food poisoning in my life, I realized, because I had always thought, oh, sure, I've had food poisoning. And then I and I was like, oh, this is food poisoning. And it was really bad.
Not to make you sick, but do you remember what food it was?
I'm pretty sure that it was a salad with tomatoes, bad tomato. I'm guessing. It's the only thing I could think of. That's what, because I don't know. Someone said it could have been that, but in my mind, that's what it was. And I was like fully, like, just all the bad things happening all day. And then I would go to a show, and then I would just come back, and I would go to bed, and it just went on. But yeah, it's really fun. I think if you go there thinking like this is going to be amazing, you could be in for a bad time. But if you go going like, I'm going to have a nice time and I'm going to do my show every night, I'll make some fans and I'll get better at what I do, and I'll make some friends and I'll see a beautiful city and I'll have some drinks or we'll do whatever. Have some haggis if you want. And
that was my approach. I was looking forward to that. And I also like to meet comics from other parts of the world. Like I love to watch. I like American comedy. I'm an American comedian, but it's always fun to go elsewhere and plunge into just all these comics you've never even seen or heard of. And most of them are so good. And I like expanding my comedy horizons like that. It's pretty inspiring.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely. 'Cause it's like, you realize that there's just so many different approaches to what people, you go like, and you're just like, oh yeah, your mind will just be like, and then exactly. I don't know what I'm saying. I just keep going, yep. But but it's super fun, and it makes you realize like, oh wow, we're just a tiny little chunk of comedy, and there's all this other stuff going on, and it's interesting to see like what Americans they like and what ones they don't, because a lot of times comedians that are pretty beloved in America will go over there and everyone's just like, nope, and then someone who is very good but maybe not very popular in America, they'll go over there and they'll be like, you're the best. Now I've experienced neither of those things. Probably somewhere in the middle, but
you're like,
but it's interesting
Hill,
to see.
He was Dave Hill.
He did it again. His trademark, not for everybody comedy. He brought it. But yeah, it's really fun. Well, so we'll be there together next summer, hopefully.
Let us pray. That's the goal.
Yeah.
1 year from now. Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
And I don't know what your beard status will be then, but it's a good beard town.
I was just going to say, let's pledge, Des, Chris, I want you in on this as well, whether you're there or not. We're not shaving or cutting our hair for 1 calendar year, so we can all show up in Fringe with real cool looks.
I could do that.
That'll be sick.
And the 4 of us will stroll into that town, and they'll be like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" And be like, "Come to the show and find out."
These guys rule.
Just pure danger and sex walking through town. They'll be blown away.
Hormones.
Oh, totally.
Oh, that's a good plan.
But you actually put on your own festival.
Yeah, that's canceled too, Dave. We're going through tour of all the canceled greatest hits.
Well, but everything is canceled.
No,
everything is canceled.
I do a festival called the High Plains Comedy Festival in Denver, and it's a lot of fun. But we pulled the plug on it this year as well. What's funny is like my friends and I, this amphitheater in the middle of town. It's in a big park. It's an outdoor amphitheater. They reached out to us and they're like, "Do you want to do an outdoor show, socially distanced?" I mean, it's a park. And we're like, let's do it. And so we set it up and had it all planned, and we're going to have things 12 feet away instead of 6, and, a temperature guy and people policing masks and all this and that. And then the city just was like, nope, you're not doing anything. They just pulled the plug on it. We're like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I was so sad. But then the next day I was like, add it to the pile. That's fine. It's one show. Who cares?
Well, I'm like weird. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I guess, I was talking about this earlier, like, because I'm always like, oh, let's just wait and, we'll get back out there and do stuff. But then everything that I do during this period, like, and I've not done any in-person socially distant things. I think I'm going to do one. Ramon Rivas does the show.
I saw that, like, in a park.
Yeah. And I was supposed to do it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I forget. And it was in a different city that I read his text wrong, and it was like some city way farther away from me. So I don't think, it's sad, but I didn't think the car would make it, so I had to cancel. And I was like, Ramon, I'm gonna get a good car and I'm gonna come do it. But
I feel weird about it too. I don't know. I don't know whether we should be doing it or not. And people sort of attack each other online, and some people are very grandiose about it, and some people are just kind of like, I'm trying to just do stuff because I'm going crazy. But generally, I feel pretty fine about outdoor. I've got offered some indoor stuff, and I said no.
Yeah, I think the outdoor stuff, for everything I'm hearing, is safe. The only thing that freaks me out is, and I don't want to say who I've seen do this, but the shows that people are doing, then they all like, hey, let's all get a picture, and then they all stand together.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And they're not wearing their masks, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, why in that moment is it suddenly fine?
Oh, that drives me crazy. And like, Yeah, it. I mean, the one that I could say, because these are all famous people, so we're not. But and there's a very public thing. But like Dave Chappelle, and Letterman did one with some people. Yeah, unless I could be getting it wrong, because Dave Chappelle does these shows in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and I think unless it was an old, maybe I'm out of my mind, but I thought it just happened.
I know he did that 8:46 that George Floyd 28-minute set, and that was outdoors, but that looked like very well done.
That was yeah. No, I could be wrong. I saw some, but well, regardless of that one, maybe I'm wrong about when that was taken, but I have seen some other photos recently of some shows, and everyone's just like, "Yeah, great night," and then they have their mask around their neck. I'm like, "What? What are you doing?"
Yeah, maybe do those as like individual shots, and then sort of just put them all together. Like you don't need the big group photo.
Oh gosh, it stresses me out.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, just right. This was 4 days ago. Chappelle and Letterman did something.
Okay, so yeah, in their photo, they're
sitting right next to each other.
Yeah. They probably all had I'm guessing they had the state of the art, tell you in 2 minutes whether you have it or not thing or something. But
was Letterman doing stand up, or they just did some like show?
I don't know.
It doesn't say, yeah. But
I might risk it for Letterman stand up.
I might. You got to figure. There's no way that guy has anything.
There's something worth risking for, and there's other stuff that's just not. I went on a sunset cruise this weekend with like my mom and my mother-in-law and stuff. Yeah.
No, you should never go on a cruise ever, pandemic or not. You should never get on a cruise.
Sometimes you just got to pull it for the moms and stuff. And they told us everything was going to be, social distance observed and not full capacity. And maybe the boat wasn't full capacity, but all of us were sitting there like, this is way closer than I want to be to any strangers right now. It was an uncomfortable couple of hours on the Navesink River down here in Jersey. But
wow.
So yeah, we're on the clock too now, just waiting out 2 weeks, just making sure.
I know anytime you do something, you're like, all right, well, let's shut it down for 2 weeks, and then I'll be ready to come back out and say hello.
Yep.
Oh man.
So
yeah, but I hear you though, like when they say 6 feet, but like I'm good with like 12, 15. Because I can hear you. I can hear if someone's 15 feet away, I can hear them fine.
And plus the way that you and I are used to killing up there, people are like expectorating so hard, laughing, that you're gonna need way more than 6 feet once Dave Hill and Adam Cayton-Holland kind of do their thing.
Yeah, it's not. I think you and I, sadly, I hate to say this, I'm sure you've thought of this already. You and I will have to wait an additional 6 months to get back out there.
Because that's hard.
Once everyone else, they'll be like, all right, let's get Adam and Dave back out here.
I think they've been warmed up enough. Time for the big boys.
Oh man, but yeah, this is the weirdest thing. All my stress is like my nightmares now. My nightmares used to be, typical crazy, weird things. And now all my nightmares are just basic things like, oh my gosh, I'm in the grocery store and I forgot my mask and I'm walking around the grocery store without a mask. Oh shit. And I'm like, and then I wake up, I'm like, oh, that's completely plausible that would I don't think I would do that, but it's, it's not like a dragon is chasing me.
It's so funny you say that, because only in the past, I would say week or 10 days has the pandemic crept into my nightmares. And they've all been like, I think I have it. I think I've got it. In the past, I've had a couple of those stress dreams in the past week. And I was almost mad at my subconscious, because I was like, so I don't want to dream about this. Like, I don't want this to be in that database of fears, but it's clearly lodging itself in there.
I think it's going to be a weird, I'm just assuming my whole life is going to be like, anytime I see a mask, I'm going to be like, oh, fucking 2020 or hopefully just 2020, not 2020 to 2027.
Oh, the 20s.
Oh my God.
Anyway, sorry to talk about my COVID nightmares.
There's an article in the New York Times that in the 1918 pandemic, people were very much anti-mask. Like there were groups of people who just refused to wear masks. They were just like, "This is infringing on my freedom."
Oh, really? Even then?
In 1918, yeah.
I saw photos of that.
That's interesting. Well, it's good to know. I guess we're consistently dumb.
Yeah.
There's some comfort in that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There were even libertarian idiots in 1918.
That makes me feel better.
It didn't seem as widespread, but they didn't have Twitter back then.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Dan Wally says 20% are consistently dumb. I feel like that's a very generous. I might up that number, but I don't know. Who knows? What do I know? Oh my gosh. And Denver is like is a pretty sweet place to hang out and do stuff with people. I mean, I'm in Ohio. It doesn't matter. It's basically
That's what
the
they
same.
said.
Whatever.
Denver is a pretty sweet town to hang out and do stuff with people.
It says that on the sign on the way in.
No, it's a very summer city because the winters are, not as bad as people think they are, but it's a pretty good winter. So in summer, everybody lets their hair down and lots of music festivals and beer festivals and everybody's out in the mountains and doing stuff. And yeah, it's all kind of, what's funny is everybody's just absconded to the mountains. And so the new flex on social media is to post your hiking photos and camping photos, and everybody's suddenly very outdoorsy and really doing that.
That's I guess I don't know, but I don't like how people are like really getting out and living now. Like there's some I saw in the news, there's some like massive party under one of the bridges in New York. Mm-hmm. And it was there's not normally massive parties under the bridges in New York. Why are they doing them now?
Yeah, I was talking to Sean Patton the other day.
Oh yeah, he's in New York.
He's in New York, and he was like, the worst of it is over, hopefully for a while, but they had a terrible run. And he's like, now people are being responsible, but yeah, they're hanging out on rooftops. He's like, and you can just drink on the street anywhere you want. He's like, it's like New Orleans. You can just walk around with drinks and no one gives a shit. So it's kind of like that atmosphere.
That's the one holdover I'm hoping will stay, is that New York you can just walk around and drink, because I'm a big fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From way back. I like to just go for a stroll with a beer. And you haven't been able to do that. But there's like Germany, you can do that. They're fine.
There has been a laxening, like I don't even know if that's a word, but it's become more lax with things that who gives a shit. Like restaurants are doing to-go cocktails with your food. Like that was never a thing before, but now it's just like, hey, come buy a bag of chips out of this bar and you can have a mixed drink. And you're like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah.
I think that is sort of like, yeah, this was never really, didn't need to be that draconian and expanded patio space. We're like, you know what, let's just shut down this street in front of the restaurant anyway and let people eat in the street. It's like, okay, I like these moves. This is a better approach.
Yeah, I'm definitely into that. Not near my apartment building. That's the one area I'm hoping it doesn't. I had a friend who was in New York the other day, and he's like, oh, I'm walking by your street. I'm like, oh, will you go and tell me exactly where the tables are in the restaurants in my neighborhood, just so like I could know what I'm coming back to? And it's just so
there's a lot of outdoor seating around there anyway, though.
I know, and it's crazy now. It just makes me go like, I'm gonna wait till it gets really cold, and then I'll come back.
Yeah.
So, Dave, I'm sorry if you're repeating, but you could just go back whenever you want. You're kind of like in Ohio out of choice to just have a chiller existence right now.
I mean, it was just gonna be a couple weeks, just because New York was pretty, as you know, pretty intense, and there's a mobile morgue like a block from my apartment, and
Yeah,
so I was like, this seems like probably a good time to take a little break.
yeah.
So, but I thought it would be just, I thought 3 or 4 weeks, and then this will all be over, and then now I'm kind of like, I want to go back, but I'm just like, what am I gonna do? You can't really. There's nothing you can do really.
Comfortable.
And out here, my dog runs around.
Mm-hmm.
My dog. I have a daughter. I have a dog daughter that I have to think about. So she's loving it out here. So I'm like, well, she's having a good time. But I do want to. I only brought two pairs of pants with me, and that's been problematic. I know I could buy new pants, but I haven't.
We already talked about this region's, the lack of interest in pate. I don't want to see the pants these people are trying to offer.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. I need to go back to New York for some pants.
Just cover your face, run in, buy some pants, and just get out of there.
I did get some jumpsuits. Dan Wally mentions. At one point I thought I found a jumpsuit online that I really liked, and I was like, I'm just gonna wear this jumpsuit every day until this is over. And then I got all into jumpsuits, and I did get a couple jumpsuits, and they are pretty. I do put them on. I do wear them, and I do recommend them.
Do you guys find yourselves going like halfway through the day without putting pants on? Like I literally, this is the only time of the week where I actually have pants on.
What are you talking about, Chris? What's wrong? Jesus.
Stand up, Chris.
Stand up.
Most of my Saturday was shirtless.
Okay, all right. He put his money where his mouth. He called my bluff.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I'm more like, it'll be 1 or 2, and I'm like, I haven't showered. Like, what's going on? What am I? I just roll from coffee into newspaper into pretending to work, and then it's the afternoon, and I'm like, I should do something about this.
I like this. I'm trying to. Derek Belasico writes, I'm in Germany. It's just me, creator, and lots of romantic beer strolls. That sounds perfect.
That does sound perfect. I think those romantic beer strolls are what I'm doing on my bike. I do romantic bike rides, half in the bag, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. I got to get on that. Do you know, this is maybe getting really too specific, but do you know the True Brewing Company in Denver?
Oh, absolutely. They're the best.
That's where I want to go there. My friend works there, and they have really cool, really metal-looking beer cans.
Yeah, I know that artist. It's this dude, Sam Turner. He's a really cool guy.
Oh, wow. And, he's awesome. Tell him I said he's awesome.
I will. He's a friend of mine. Yeah, it's like this dark metal brewery. And the guy who runs it's a comedy fan. I bet he knows who you are, Dave. He knows like Kyle Kinane and stuff. He's a comedy fan.
Oh, nice.
But it's great because it's like awesome beer, and it's in this area of Denver that's getting douchier by the second. And you walk in there, and it's just dark and like satanic looking with just black metal blaring. And you can see people be like, let's just go to the other place. And so it's a good asshole barometer the second you walk in the door. It's just it gets rid of all
that's good.
Yeah,
scares people away.
Yeah, True Rules. I'm glad you're aware of them.
Yeah. My friend Erica, I don't know if she's still, well, I guess she's not working there now, but I think she was working there for a while. Well, I know she was working there for a while. And then her boyfriend is in the band. Do you know Blood Incantation?
I've heard of them.
Denver's own.
No, I've heard of them, but I haven't. I'd be lying if I said I know them well.
They're I believe the preeminent death metal band coming out of the Denver area. These are on my list of things when I get out there.
Hell yeah!
And then there's Sweet Action Ice Cream.
Buddy, you're nailing it.
This is the when I come out there, I have a whole list.
I got great news for you, buddy. Sweet Action and True are a block away from each other. So you can go beer, ice cream, beer, ice cream, beer, ice cream
perfect.
all day long.
Perfect. Call the ambulance. I'm in.
Yep.
I'm in. We gotta remind people to get your album Semblance of Normalcy out today.
Yeah.
On Comedy Central Records.
Telling you, it was a hit. I mean, I feel like there was before today in comedy, and there'll be after it. Like I made a mark with this album today. Yeah,
this is now we're in post SON time.
Right.
Post Sun.
They'll have to check. They might even be out of downloads. I think they might have sold out of downloads.
They ran out of downloads.
Yeah, I think they're making a new batch of DLs right now. But yeah,
oh man.
Hopefully, there's more when you guys click in to buy it because it really went nuts today.
That's stressful. Can people buy? Dan Wally says he just bought it on Amazon. Boom.
Oh, awesome, Dan. Thank you. They must have just added a new batch of downloads because earlier Bezos himself was like, "Can you get us more downloads?" And I was like, "I'm trying." But that's really good. They got on it. That's great.
That's sweet. Yeah. That's a. Do you follow it closely? Like, will you torture yourself by looking at things on the internet and comments and charts?
But what's funny is I feel like in comedy there's this myth because it's like the Apple iTunes, like who's got the #1 album, and every comic who puts out an album can probably get it. I don't think there's tons of comedy downloads. So if you have the album of the day, I think odds are you might crack that top 10. So all day today online, I was being real tongue-in-cheek about how like we just are all glued to the iTunes top 10 and like everyone checks it every day. And I joked that Gaffigan is king and he rules with an iron fist and he's been known to punch a wall if he's momentarily dethroned. And I tagged Jim Gaffigan and then he just like retweeted it and he was like, buy Adam's album. And I was like, oh, Jim, you're the best. That's
that's awesome.
But yeah, I was having fun pretending to really obsess over the charts today.
It's, to make or break your career, basically, depending on how today goes.
It got to #1, and I got a call from Star Search immediately.
Oh, that's excellent.
Showtime at the Apollo called me, and Jay Leno, but like it's the show about his cars. They want me to just come on.
Hey,
on that, which is like,
They like I like what Adam had to say about cars. Now let's see what else he's got going on.
Yeah, so that's just off of today, off the charts.
And then you'll be the Dave Hill effect strong. I mean, as a for instance, Cult of the Month here says just don't downloaded it from Apple Music.
What?
And I can only assume that they are referring to your album when they say it and not to something else.
It could be the movie It.
It could be. It could be they could be talking about literally anything.
Okay, well,
so we don't know.
I think you just nailed 2 downloads for me of the power of this podcast. That's what a great base of fans you have.
It is, yeah. This is it's not the largest numbers, but they are all wealthy people who spend a lot of money.
Hell yeah.
And they spend it willy-nilly. Like they do not just whatever. They're like, what's for sale? All right, I'm in.
Sure. Well,
I'm in.
Happy to be the beneficiary of that.
This is Wade Snook says maybe you'll even get a call from Byron Allen.
Ooh. Oh.
Well,
that's getting greedy.
Byron Allen, he's
like a billionaire or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Wade Snook trying to be a smartass in the comments section. I'm gonna ban him from the comments section for saying that.
Wow.
No, I don't even know how to do that, but I wouldn't do that. But Yeah, Byron Allen is like a bazillionaire or something.
Yeah, I'm looking at his bio right now, and it says he's an American businessman first, comedian second. And that's what I want to put on my bio, too, from now on.
Businessman and comedian.
Businessman, comedian. Yep. After today, with that Gaffigan bump and the Dave Hill bump and Leno and all of that, I could totally fucking be a businessman after this.
Welcome to the sweet life,
dude. This is great. What a
Adam, you got another order, but well, possibly it says just now I ordered it on Apple Music.
Was it Byron Allen?
It could be Byron Allen.
Man, oh man.
It could be Byron Allen. Yeah, I don't know. This is exciting.
It is exciting.
Now I'm going to be checking the charts.
It feels like this has turned into sort of a telethon. And we're set, and we have like 11 of my albums left, and we're not getting off the air.
We just need to move those last few.
Yeah, and it just there's numbers to pledge. It's totally. This feels like a really desperate garage sale.
This is now we're getting Byron Allen information. Piggybacking onto it, media mogul Byron Allen pays $27 million for a contemporary Aspen mansion.
Oh wow, he's in Colorado.
Well, of as many homes,
right,
probably.
I'm
sure. Assuming.
If Byron Allen is listening to this, Dave, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
that's all I had.
I would love to do a socially distanced show with you at your Aspen property. I will open. Obviously, you're the headliner, Byron. I'll open. I'll warm them up, and we'll do it out there in John Denver country. It'd be great, Byron. So get at me if that interests you.
That'll be amazing. If I could, presumptuous of me, if I could be the number 3 guy on that bill.
Absolutely.
Putting it out there.
Absolutely. Aspen's got great pants stores. You should get out here.
I could probably get like some suede pants with like dead animals hanging from them.
Yeah, or like the Dolce & Gabbana D&G all over up into the entire... Yeah, you get those for sure.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Cult of the Month says Semblance of Normalcy has been named Comedic Album of the Month by Cult of the Month.
Oh my God.
It's there. Wow. Anyway, this is I'm not gonna it's too late for me to dial back the Dave Hill effect, but I feel like it's gone overboard for your album.
I knew it was like this, but you don't want to assume that you're always going to have it, but I guess you always have it. You can't not have the Dave Hill effect.
It's like drinking from a fire hose. It's just too much.
I want to put that Cult of the Month quote into a blanket that I knit for my 1-year-old son, and I put him to bed with it.
The thing, Cult of the Month, I assume that it's just a screen name for this person, but it has weight to it. If you just put that in, that sounds like you could use that as press. Comedic Album of the Month. I got Comedic Album of the Month on Cult of the Month. No one's going to question what that is. No one's going to be like, that's some guy's screen name.
Exactly. I bet Pitchfork sounded like somebody's screen name for a long time.
Yeah.
And it became Pitchfork. So why could Cult of the Month not be that?
Oh, I guess speaking of the Dave Hill effect, I need to. I'm going to put this link. We were talking earlier, Jimmy, aka Jimmy from Kearney. I'm going to put the link if you can help him out with some of his medical expenses, and just help him get back on his feet. I'm putting the link in there. There we go. There it is. Dave Hill effect. Hopefully, we'll see. This is a dear. I don't know. We don't have a call from Jimmy. You'd think we would have had a call.
I had calls on hold. I haven't been able to get Jimmy through with the calls that we have.
We forgot to take the calls. Sorry about that, people that called.
Should we take them real quick?
Do we have any on hold still? They probably gave up. Should we take a call? We have 1 minute left.
Yeah, just say hi.
It's not a hard 1 minute since it's just me hitting a button. But it's just me hitting a button and saying we're done. But who's on the line?
Melissa, you there?
I'm here.
Melissa.
Yep.
Hi.
Melissa, is this Melissa in Vermont?
It is Melissa in Vermont.
Oh, well, from one.
Are you there?
Am I here? Okay, it's me, Adam Cayton-Holland, Des, and Chris.
Okay, so I think you owe it to the fans to bring the King Diamond toy.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
I mean, we've been waiting for this.
Oh, this is a good thing to go out on. Let me go get it. You guys,
we'll talk amongst ourselves.
You guys are in control. I'm gonna say, Adam, you have the conch or the floor.
Welcome to the Adam Cayton-Holland show.
I'll be right back.
A bit of a rebrand.
Yeah.
Hey, Melissa, I'm so glad you said to do that, because that's the perfect symmetry on this show. It's the only way to end it, and I'm glad you realized that.
I'm a super fan, and that's what I'm here for.
For Dave's doll.
She knows how to tie it all together.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I'm just hang out on the calls just to make sure that Dave brings his dolls to the thing, to the visual.
I feel like Melissa's angling for a producer role, and she might just get it. Like, she clearly knows how to run this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up for grabs.
Yeah. I've been angling for this for, probably 5 years.
Ever since you started driving Dave to the studio, you've been working this one a long-term game.
All right. Well, Dave hasn't signed off on this, but I am the host currently, and yes, you can have an executive producer credit with equal vote. Okay, Dave's back.
Okay, what did I miss?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. We're good.
Okay, here's the here. Let me give him really. This is King Diamond. As you can see, this is my hand. So it's roughly slightly taller than my index finger.
The 3 3/4 inch figure. I believe.
Yeah, I would say he's about 3 3/4. But he's
But gigantic.
Well, it's pretty cool. He's got a lantern, and he has the
mic stand.
Mics that's made of real human bones.
Okay.
What's that?
No, he was a little bit out of the screen for a minute.
I know it's
just like King Diamond. Okay. It's not about you.
Is that a particular era of King Diamond, or is it just a random?
I think it would be like Abigail. I think, but I'm not really sure.
Is that the comeback album?
No, I think it would be like his second solo album. I think, but it's pretty cool. But the original, the one that's $45 is original, and it comes with, you can interchange his head, different heads for different moods. But anyway, well, Melissa, how are you doing up there?
I'm doing great, Dave.
Are you feeling better? What's the level of satisfaction of? Are people pleased with the King Diamond, or is it anticlimactic?
They seem pretty into it, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty psyched about it, and I have him with me all night. So if anyone's not into it, then go straight to hell. Anyway, I don't know why I just lashed out like in a drunk. I'm not even drunk, but I just kind of lashed out in a drunken. Joe Franklin, King Diamond was on Joe Franklin, and I hold it up as one of the greatest moments ever on television. If you go on YouTube, King Diamond, Joe Franklin, you'll find this clip, and it's one of the greatest moments on television.
People are calling for a Dave Hill action figure in the chat right now.
That I say, hey, support the show, and we'll put all that money towards developing the action figure. So there, I throw it right back at you. Let's prove how badly you want this action figure. All right, I got to go take the dog out, or she's going to take a big dump. in the kitchen. So
Can't have that.
it's about that time when she needs to let loose. But everyone, let's give a big hand. I don't know why I struggled saying big. And even if they give a hand, people, we're on the internet. But thank you, Adam Cayton-Holland, or Adam as I like to call you.
Yeah.
When I see you, I don't know why I'm saying your full name, but I should. So go.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having me, and thanks, Des and Chris. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
good to meet
you, man.
And everyone, go get Adam's album, Semblance of Normalcy. It's out today. Let him feel that Dave Hill effect. And I'm gonna put the Jimmy from Carney link in the chat again as well. And if you can help out there, that'd be great. And go to MaximumFun.org to help us out if you want that action figure or contribute to the cocaine fund, whatever. Melissa, thank you for calling if you're still there.
I believe she is.
We lost. Oh, we may have lost her.
I'm here. No, I'm here.
She's here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll see you. Oh, my gosh. Cherry Dazzle, we're just seeing you.
She's late.
Late. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to hit end broadcast.
Good night.
And we'll say good night. I run such a tight ship. Oh, we had Jazz this whole time.